Right, so this is going to be approximately 10 minutes, I hope. And this is going to be just a nice little blast to get going. Nothing too severe, just something really gentle and mindful to switch the core on, and something maintenance-wise to do during the day, if you have a gap. Again, I'm going onto my back, and I'm going heels in line with those sits bones, and my knees over my toes is the best I can notice. My pelvis is in neutral, and there's a little hollow under my lower back. So I'm just going to start with that, hands on the hip bones, heels of the hands on the hip bones, fingertips to the pubic bone, and just taking a nice deep breath. And as you breathe out, breathing out from where your fingertips are and letting that gently rock you back into the floor. And then release it back. My exhale, I'm going to really try and focus on the front of that pelvic floor, and as I try to engage that and breathe out at the same time, it gives me a lovely sense of it pushing my pelvis into that arc. And release. We're going up a little higher. And release. And I'm going to do it 2 more times, and then I'll be up on my shoulder blades. Just starting to feel the knees push over the second and the third toes. Breathing out, rolling it back, feeling the whole back into the floor, standing into those feet and peeling it up all the way onto the shoulder blades. So my knees are not falling apart and they're not knocking together, but they're reaching over the second and the third toes. And as you breathe out, soften the throat, soften the breastbone, soften the rib cage, rolling it down through your spine. Breathing out and then breathing in back to neutral. And breathing out as you roll it back, all the way up, gently pressing the knees forward over the second and the third toes, reaching the arms back overhead. And breathing out as we soften the throat, breastbone, rib cage, lengthening that lower spine. Try not to grab with the bum. Inhale here. Exhale into a chest lift, picking the head up and letting these lower ribs just sink down under your heart and lungs, nice wide open chest. We're going to inhale, take them up. Exhale, circle them around the sides, letting the ribs soften down, and then lower back down to the floor, and that's going to be our pattern. So we'll breathe in, shoulders back, chest wide. Breathe out as you stand down into those feet, rolling the pelvis back, breathing out from the lower belly, knees reaching over the second and the third toes, getting a nice hip stretch. Try not to grab with the bum, although you can feel the bum working. And then rolling it down vertebra by vertebra, just elongating or lengthening out that spine without tension, without tensing. If you feel the spine grabbing on, you know that's a section that needs a little bit of focus. And then breathing out, curling up into the chest lift. And breathing in, taking those arms back to your ears. And then breathing out, circling it around. And feel like you're squeezing the air, like it's dense to your sides. And then lowering it back down through the spine. Release to neutral, and we'll go again. Exhale, rolling those hips back, standing into the feet. I always like to make sure that I'm using the tripods of the feet for stance, so I'm spreading the weight between my big ball, my baby ball, and my heel of each foot, tracking those knees that they're going over the second and the third toes as you breathe and ease yourself down. And not with tension, just let all this go. You're lifting from these upper abs. And as the arms come up, remember that the arms belong to your back. Your shoulders are not in the front of your body. Okay, your shoulder blades are on your back, and you want to feel those shoulder blades moving. We're going to go into the right leg coming up. Back drops into the floor. There's not an iota of space. Left leg comes up. We're going to inhale. Exhale as we scoop up into that chest lift. We're going to do 100s, but not a full hundreds. Pumping from the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. Out. Put the left foot down. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stretch the right one, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just lower it down. Let your head come down to the floor, and then bending that right leg. We're going to lift the left, let the back drop into the ground, lean right. Inhale, exhale as we scoop up into that chest lift, and start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, out. Put the right foot down and stretch the left one and pump. And lower it all the way down to the ground. We'll slide the right leg out to join the left leg. We're taking both arms up and we're just going to stretch our fingertips away from the toes. Just sense yourself growing longer, however, without this happening. So we want to let those ribs stay down, a sense of still the pelvic floor from the front and using these lower tummy muscles. And now we go more on the right, pushing the right foot away from the right arm, and then we'll soar up. We'll come back, settle, and then do the other side. If this gives you any tweakiness, breathe through it. Otherwise, feel free to leave that little side stretch there out. Breathing in, breathe out as you scoop up, and just check out your legs, because just above your ankle bones and just above your knee bones, we imagine there's two magnets and they're squeezing your legs together so they're super parallel, and then lower it back down to the ground. And then the second time I curl up, I'm going to check in on my lower tummy. So I'm going to breathe out and make sure I'm using the front of that pelvic floor to flatten this and drop these ribs and then lower down. And then my next one, I'm going to think about my neck and my shoulders and try and make it feel like I'm doing as little as possible. There is as little as possible going on here. And then lowering it back down to the floor. Bend the right knee up to your chest. Whoop, give it a hug. Stretch it back out. Left knee up to your chest. Give them a hug. And stretch him back out. Come to chest lift. Scoop it up. Give him a hug. Hold it there. Now we're going to inhale to swap, exhale to stretch. You can put it on the floor. Inhale to swap, exhale to stretch. If you don't want to put it on the floor, feel free to keep it just above the ground, but try to keep that lower back now pushing into the ground, so that as you extend, we're not going to feel the weight of the leg pull the back off the floor. Keep it down and in. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Bring both knees in, lay your head down. And now we're going to start a little rocking, lifting your head, lifting your bum, lifting your head, lifting your bum, and roll as many as it takes to come up into the sitting position. We're going to take the hands underneath those thighs and just hold it and take a deep breath in. And then see if you can lengthen up through your spine and get more on the top of your sits bones, shoulders down. Inhale, and now exhale and try to roll it back vertebra by vertebra. You're rocking to just behind those sits bones. Your arms, your biceps are like your little levers that are controlling you. Inhale, and exhale, curling back forward towards your legs, coming back up. And inhale, exhale as you roll it down. Breathe in and breathe out as you roll it up again. I'm kind of stuck to a trio of movements, so each time I've done about 3. If you want to do more, of course you can do more. You can make this workout as long or as short as you want it to be. And at this point, we're just going to drop those and just give ourselves a little bit of a hip release. Let those knees just shake out so that the hips are relaxing. And then we're going to whip ourselves over onto our hands and knees. And we're going to go into cat curl, so breathing in. Breathing out, starting at that tailbone, curling it up. Feel the ribs hug and just let the head hang. Inhale into the back. And then starting at the tail, rippling it back out again, vertebra by vertebra, widening the chest by pushing out into those pinky fingers. But remember your first rib ring and don't let it hang. Bring that rib ring in line with the rest. And again, exhaling through, rounding that back. Inhale. And exhale and rippling it back out, and think about that first rib ring. Last time, here we go. Exhale, trying to feel that you can make that articulation without the bum clenching and grabbing on. And then just threading the needle. Try not to let the bum go backwards. And 2 more. I shall make it another one from here because then it's 3 each way. And then we are just about ready to say that was a nice couple of minutes. And then just walk it in. And stretch those legs and roll it up. There you go.